What's up everyone, Garrett Epple here. These guys got a few questions for me, so we're gonna go ahead and play wall ball, and I'm gonna answer them for you. Let's go. So the hardest part about going from outdoor to indoor would be learning how to play defense, because we play like a different style. Besides that, I didn't really have a trouble going to like a short stick, because growing up I had kind of short stick like in my hand all the time. I think it's a lot easier to go from defensive outdoor to defensive indoor than offensive outdoor to offensive indoor. You know, you play basketball, you play, you know, defensive sports all your life. It's really not, you know, too much different. Just kind of the schemes and how we like cover people is the biggest difference. So after I picked that up, I could really focus on my game, like actually like learn how to you know, be a pretty good player. So I hit a lot of people. I hit some people in college, but not nearly as much as I did this past year in the pros. I played football a lot. That was kind of like my first passion as like an athlete, and I kind of translated that into like my defensive game playing lacrosse. My dad was a football guy, so you know, he would always tell me to, you know, basically just go out and like hit people. And then kind of in the pros, I had owners and like GMs, you know, keep telling me how to play physical. I'm pretty like good at, you know, for the most part, not fouling people when I hit people, which is a good thing, right? But if you, you know, body check like a lot of people, then you kind of learn how to do it legally and not get a lot of penalties for it. So I didn't really get a lot of penalties this year doing that, and I think that's just because of my experience and, you know, the other things that I do. So the PLL is definitely a lot different in terms of just the speed of the game. Right, there's a 52-second shot clock. The field has been shortened by like 10 yards. So that definitely has an impact on the game, on how people are going up and down the field, how many possessions you get in a game, right? And guys are just taking shots like a lot quicker. So that was the biggest difference for me. Everything else was pretty much the same, but the 2-point arc was moved a yard in, so like that's a lot of like guys' range. So we had to adjust to that. But I think we got a feel for it at the end of the season. But it's definitely the most fun that I've had playing lacrosse ever since I was a little kid, to be honest with you. All in all, just a better product that we put on the field. So playing on the Notre Dame legendary defense, it was pretty awesome. You know, I've talked about it a few times throughout the years that me, Matthew Landis, Eddie Glazner, we kind of complement each other really well in the things that we do, right? Where Matt is more of like an on-by-all guy. His footwork's incredible. Glaze is just, you know, the general, we call him the general, just, you know, moving guys around, and he really does it better than anyone else in the game. His communication is unreal, and he really tells you basically everything you need to do when you're out there. And you know, I kind of make plays when I'm out there too. So it's like the best of all three styles playing together at once. It works for us at Notre Dame, and especially in the pros now too. This has been, you know, once in a lifetime experience to actually come back and play with these guys again. We're all on the same page. When you play with guys that you have experience with and know, it just makes sure you already have that chemistry, right? So we developed that over a few years at Notre Dame and carried it into the PLL this year. Looking forward to next season, you know, playing with the same guys, just continuing to build every year. You only get better and better and better. So the way that I look at it is that, you know, in the years to come, our Notre Dame defense is gonna just get exponentially better. So it's gonna be harder for guys to play against, you know, every game, every year. To just talk about a little bit about myself, I was born in Baltimore, Maryland. My parents are from Baltimore, Maryland. My grandparents were from Baltimore, Maryland, and then I actually moved down to Florida when I was a little kid. My dad moved us back and to send us to Calvert Hall. So I went and played football lacrosse at Calvert Hall, got recruited to go to Notre Dame to play lacrosse, spent 4 years there. And then I spent 2 years working and playing in DC, where this past January I just moved out to San Diego when I got a call to play for the San Diego Seals. San Diego is an amazing place. Pretty good group of guys out here. There's a good Baltimore contingent of people out here, but it's like this every day, so it's pretty hard to beat. I love the beach. Last year was my first year with the Seals, but you know, we're pretty good last year. We were an expansion team, made the playoffs, made a pretty good run. But like I said, a lot of good guys that are on this team, and a lot of guys that, you know, that care about the team, care about how we do, and are willing to put out in like the time to, you know, make us better. I've had a bunch of great coaches over the years. Even like my middle school coaches were great. I played for Lutherville Rec, and that's where I kind of really started to like learn the game. And then at Calvert Hall, Coach Brian Kelly was like the first guy to actually teach me defense. And then Coach Dave Huntley, who's, you know, an all-time coach. Obviously everybody knows who he is. He kind of like inspired, you know, a lot of creativity in my game. He's from Canada, box guy, and loves that style of play. And then at Notre Dame, obviously, Coach Byrne and Coach Corrigan, they really developed it into what it is now. spend a lot more time working on your game in college, just in terms of practice and you know, time, that kind of stuff. So that's really where my influence came from. I became the player I am today after I got coached at Notre Dame by Corrigan and Byrne. So everybody, Garrett Epple here, play for the Redwoods and San Diego Seals. We're here in San Diego. Go ahead and subscribe to the Sideline Swap, their YouTube channel. Follow me at Garrett_Epple on Instagram.